Here, in the heart of peaceful, rural England, lies what at first seems to be an ordinary school. Much the same as any of the hundreds of other Catholic public schools run by Benedictine monks, where no female may dare enter alone, and where criminal insanity is commonplace. However, this holy shrine has a dark cloud of mystery, terror, and smell lurking over it. For it is here, within the branches of this scholastic tree, that there nests the legendary figure, the master criminal, the Lord of Darkness, who will now begin to travel in the shadow of the Phantom.
We have all heard, of course, of Dr. Crippen, Jack the Ripper, Ronnie Bates, the Guildford Fox, the Bellstone Fox, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Tarka the Otter, and Bambi. But who among you knows of the Phantom? Nobody? Well, let me enlighten you. And let me say at this point that this program may be unsuitable for young children, for people in wheelchairs. And there is little point in watching if you are blind. If you are a miserable old sod, you might as well piss off now before we offend you. As I was saying, the Phantom is basically someone who has a fetish for doing it when it should not be done. Deranged, disturbed, degrading. We shall see. Psychotic, sexually frustrated, sick. Perhaps. Secretive, silent, smelly, almost definitely. Who is this enigma? Why does he do it? To begin our investigation, let us begin at the beginning. To see if we can begin to comprehend why the Phantom began to do it in the beginning. To see where he began to begin, let us now begin in the Dowie Fifth Form Common Room, which began as a bathroom, but began to fall apart. So, now it's not. Here we are in the Dowie Fifth Form Common Room. It was on about this spot that the Phantom struck. Here I am sitting in an exact replica of the bath, and here I have the original doing. What was it that made the Phantom do it here and not here?
Star log entry, number 244. We are now entering the monastery zone for an exclusive interview with the man who discovered the first fearsome thing. Beam me up, Lando.
Say, tell us about it, Father.
Well, I feel all right after one or so. So I will. I just keep on going, on and on. I needed medical help.
Well, we rather hoped you might be able to tell us about in the bar.
Oh shit. Oh, fiddly-dee. Oh, hardy-da. Oh. Oh, yes, well, I'll never forget the night when I saw it there, looking up at me like a cheeky little blighter. I knew the Phantom had to be captured. Our first suspicions were of the Samson Forth form. But then we were sure, but we never found out.
You were sure, but you never found out.
Exactly, but one thing we were sure. The Phantom, whoever he was, he had been eating peas.
Peas?
Exactly.
Who was the main suspect?
Da da da! I'm afraid it was... excuse me. Da da da! Alwyn Fong.
We couldn't find Mr. Fun, but we found someone who looks just like him. Come this.
Mr. Fung, what do you think of accusations that you are the Phantom? I'm sorry, I have to speak to him in Chinese.
Was? Das soll ein Waschbecken sein? Das ist doch ein Auto.
我唔知你講咩，可唔可以講清楚啲啊？
Eine Atombombe? Das sieht aber eher aus wie ein Bett.
我都係唔係幾同你講清楚咧。
Nun hör aber auf zu lügen, du gelber Wichser, sonst setzt gleich was.
屌你老母，我都唔撚知你講乜撚嘢。
Da bist du wohl scheiße, du Pappchinese.
屌，咁你真係收撚爹啦！
He says it wasn't him.
It was some time before the Phantom next struck. When he did, it was along this corridor known as the main cloister, after the famous priest, Father Alfred Main, so called because of his lack of hair, which was caused by one of the worst Bunsen burner attacks this century, which was caused by a leak, which had been placed there by a Welshman, who was at Dowie to get the Welsh A-level. The person with the Welsh A-level usually goes on to get the Welsh job. Anyway, this is the place where it was done, and this is the place where, during this documentary, we go to meet the discoverer of the latest fearsome thing, Roger.
So tell us about it, Rog.
It's terrible. I just don't understand it.
What, Rog?
You give people nice facilities and all they do is just abuse them.
Yeah, the Phantom, Rog. The Phantom.
I really don't understand why. It's just so distressing. I just can't get over it. I try to organise nice things. I just get so distressed.
Well, I'm sorry, but what about the Phantom?
They're not that big.
Sorry?
Are you laughing at my hands?
Christ, they're big!
I'm sorry, but that last report seems to have become a little confused. What we did discover was that the Phantom was becoming more daring, leaving the safety of the bathroom to come out into the open. We also found that something of a revelation was the fact that accompanying each strike of the Phantom was a squeaky noise. What this was, we were yet to discover. Meanwhile, let's go and talk to Matron, who's been talking to psychoanalytic, anachronistic, anarchistic, medical consultants.
Tell me, Matron, what did the specialists think?
I was suppressed transvestite and a sex change. It did me a lot of good. Helped me to come to terms with my inner self. I'm in the middle of one of them.
Fascinating. But tell me, what sort of person is the Phantom?
Oh, he's so mysterious. He's so exciting. I want him to sire my children.
see, fascinating. But tell me, what did the specialists think?
They thought he had a great sense of humour.
Yes, well, fascinating. But what did they really think? Come on, you can tell me.
I'll tell you the truth, and I'm not really matron. I killed her. I strangled her with her own tongues and chopped her up into little bits with a few potatoes and little onion and a pinch of salt. It's all prepared earlier. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
This isn't working, is it? No. No, we're not going to find matron in a boy's changing room, are we, sir? No, okay, thanks. Well, bye. Bye.
Eat lots and lots of bounties, and you might turn into a bounty bar. Then you too might be unwrapped and shoved in this woman's mouth. And wouldn't that be really, really nice?
Mummy, I've accidentally slashed my wrist while trying to get Laura with Daddy's chainsaw.
Ho ho, boys will be boys, and never mind, I've got just the thing for your slashed wrists. Use cottage cheese for all those little cuts and bruises.
I just love Lando Calrissian. He's such a man. Instead, I'm stuck out here in this desert with this cowboy. Oh well, I might as well get mullered if I can't be where I want to be with Lando.
When I was first asked to join the YES...
Oi, Mug,
Yeah, Gav?
this is a smoking advert.
Oh, sorry, Gav. Don't smoke, mate. It's a mug's game.
raw. The authorities called in Dr. Quincy, the famous TV pathologist. Unfortunately, they found out that he was just an actor and didn't actually have a clue. Next they called Matthew Pierce, Obgyn, PhD, MA, BSc, NPPP, investigator journalist for the Daily Evening. We caught Mr. Pierce in his labs, and when he got dressed, we asked him to examine the fearsome thing.
You there, folks! Welcome to the scientific experiment extraordinaire! We're going to operate a fecal specimen for you today. Bring it all over well! Ooh.
Right, my first impression of this specimen is it's very big, slimy, probably about 3 days old, and it's rather smelly. Negative methane count. We'll start on the surgical operation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a lateral section across here, chop off the lateral bud, and then we're going to get into it. Okay, let's have... Thank you. Right then. Come along here. As I said, it's quite an old one, and I'm not used to these in my practice. Forceps, right. Okay. Now, we're going to have to just part this a bit. As you can see, it's not an easy job with fecal specimens, especially with the age this one is. And, say... Just take these off. You can't get precision that I'm accustomed to. I need them. So you just have to part. I'll have the other forceps, please. Thank you. It's moving here. I would say that this is malignant. Probably a symptom of foreign origin, but I can't tell at this stage. Right. I'm going to have to take another dissection because this is obviously getting very tough up this end. That end's parted very nicely, you can see. And this one's obviously going to have to take a little crunch. Oh, shoot. That's my scalpel, but then that's the way it goes. Okay. Going to have to cut up here. Right, now we're pulling across. Now, can I have the pipette, please? And I'll take the cotton wool as well. Right. Right, oops. Okay, right, we've got the specimen here. Now, we've drained it off. It had a lot of inside fluid in it, and I would say that this, because it's 3 days old, a lot of it's been evaporated off, and it's still warm, yes, it's still warm, probably about 25 degrees centigrade, and I'd say that's just above room temperature, so it's still, you know, it's freshish. Okay, thank you. Right, now, what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to have a biscuit, please. Tea. Okay, continue. Now, as you can see, it's rather messy in here, so we're going to pull it apart and just see what we can do. Now, we've definitely got we've got the normal flora on the outside there, you can see that. That's cotton wool I put on there. And in here we've got a little pore that's exuding some fluid of some sort, but we don't have to think about that, thank you. It's a very sweaty operation this, incidentally. Right, now in here we've got a strange colour, I'll bring that, send that to the path labs. Size it down here, so we've got 2 halves. Okay, I'm going to smoothen it down because it's very coarse one here. Now, in fact, we've got a pathogen in here. Now, I can't tell you offhand what this is without confirmation. Yes, okay, thank you. It's a foreign substance, very brittle, as you can see, and I would go as far to say as this is pasta. Now, personally eating all this, thank you. Personally eating all this pasta, it's so obviously slimy eye-type. Thank you. I think that's conclusive evidence.
After 3 horrendous crimes, we could amass certain evidence. The phantom was Italian. It was accompanied by a squeaky noise. Was the phantom a Mediterranean mouse? We might never have known. But a witness came forward. A man who wanted to remain anonymous.
James, what is in a sketch for old blind viewers, is it, eh? What?
No!
Well, it's fairly boring. Perhaps we could, watch a bit of Excalibur, maybe? Ready?
Yeah, sure. I'll put it on for you.
Well, get on with it then, sod.
So, tell us about it, Mr. X.
Well, it's quite hard for me to say, but I'd been outside the HM's office, sort of pretending it was sort of mine. When I'd finished sort of pretending, I got dressed and went quietly down to the main cloister. It was about 3 o'clock a.m. It was then I heard it, the squeaky noise.
It was a horrible sight. A tall, thin man with a hat, a mask, and a long black cloak with a P on the back. He slid like a ghost on a skateboard down the corridor. I held my breath. Then I was hiding in the shelter of a doorway. Then, in a flash, he disappeared into the shadows. It was a horrible night. I don't like talking about it. This won't spoil my chances for HMC 1990, will it?
It was after this information came to light that the phantom struck again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we are at the scene of one of the most heinous and dastardly crimes ever committed. It was of the utmost importance that the Phantom be captured. This frenzied attack of heinous and dastardly perversity has to be taken with the same seriousness as something really, really serious. It has sent shockwaves round Europe, nay, the world.
Do sit down, 007. Thank you, Sean. What do you know about the Phantom? Phantom, sir. He's a master criminal of heinous and dastardly proportions. From a place called Dowie. Here's the file, Bond. Remember, this man has to be stopped. This is the big one.
Well, I'll get right onto it, sir.
They seek him here. They seek him there. Those monkeys seek him everywhere. Is he in heaven? Or is he at home? That damned, elusive phantom.
Having assessed all the evidence, we can come to a conclusion. The Phantom is male, tall, and thin, Italian, and can skateboard. This leaves only two possibilities. Julian Adcock cannot be the Phantom because Matt Pierce, before his untimely death, analysed Mr. Adcock's doings and found that Mr. Adcock's stable diet was indeed not pasta, but hay. This left only one possible culprit. Let's go and meet him.
Fortunately, our last footage of interviewing with Mechanico and his friends was stolen from the Landé Calrissian mansions last night by someone dressed in a black outfit with P on the back riding a skateboard. So here we are, we're going to have to interview them again. Excuse me, Mr. Mechanico, what do you think of the accusations that you are the Phantom?
I think they are extremely ridiculous, and I shall deny it forever, as long as I live.
You're going to deny it forever? You think these are accusations spread around by somebody else?
Yes, spread around by the person who actually is the Phantom.
And who do you think that is? Is it anyone among us? Could it be him?
Yes, it is somebody among us. Not him. Him. He's the one who spread it over.
Well, I think that these accusations are partly true, and we have evidence. We have evidence about this, but Herbert here knows more about it.
So tell us, Herbert. This guy's obviously a total cretin. So where were you on the night of the 24th?
On the night of the 24th, I was...
Sorry, Herbert.
I was sleeping, yes.
You were sleeping on a skateboard?
Yes, on a skateboard.
You were sleeping on a skateboard?
Yes.
Jesus.
Around the corridors. Usually a night walk and night thing. So.
You like to sleep on a skateboard?
Yes.
Have you seen him sleeping on a skateboard?
Yes, I have several times during the night.
What were you doing in his dream? What were you doing in his dream?
I was just passing by and I opened
Just
the door.
passing by, you just happened to open the door and happened to
Yeah,
see him
yeah.
sleeping on a skateboard, right?
It's
Okay,
crazy.
I think we've probably heard enough here this evening to have some pretty incriminating evidence. This is Charles Anton, digital watch in the shadow of the Phantom at about 20 to 10. I've just come back from Cocktail, starring Tom Cruise, and I think the resemblance between me and Tom Cruise is really quite remarkable. Anyway, I won't bore you anymore, so we'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night.
My darling, you were the best night of my life, but I can't remember your name. I write with a heavy heart, for indeed I have failed you. Having thought I had the Phantom within my grasp, I have discovered that he is still at large, and fear I shall never face him. I must now take the only honourable exit from this, our cruel and empty world. I leave now to hang myself in a phone booth. Yes, I know it sounds simply frightful, but I must follow my density. And who knows, perhaps I will be saved by a last-minute phone call saying all is not lost.
Oh, I should have run in black. I feel black. This is really wet.
Hello? No? No, he doesn't live here anymore. The same to you, mate.
The Phantom will strike tonight.
So it is here that I have stayed, since fate came so swift and blessed me with that call. Since Satan swallowed up the setting sun, and fair Diana showed her face. Yet still he hath not stirred from whatever hellhole he hath made his lair. And now the sun's risen once again, and still I wait, and so shall do, till would this fiend come forth. Methinks he treats me as an unsatisfied woman by delaying so his coming. Yet he must come. He must come. I have already come too close to pave my way across the silent Styx, for now my prize to be ripped from my grasp. Lord, send him to me, for I must be his destructor! And so, I hear a stirring in the cloister main. If this should be the hour, Lord, give me strength, that I may. Come through, and win the
I need a shit.
Okay. Good fun?
Yeah. I'd like to tell you about that stunt. It was organized by Lando Calrissian. I'd like to thank Will Hughes Jones, who helps on the set. I'd like to say my wife, my family, all those people that have helped us make this film. It's been a great experience. Did I just do that? Yeah.